Happy Wednesday, friends. Welcome back to a Daily Host of Hope.
Haley, what?
A Daily Host of Dope.
Daily Host of Dope.
That's right.
No,
it's not a Daily Host
no
of Dope.
dope here.
It's
And
a
I don't
Daily
even know
Dose
what a
of
host
Hope.
is.
Wow.
You know what? Host is probably something you guys
Daily
do.
Hose of Dope is what I just said.
It's probably something you guys do up in Boston or Massachusetts or wherever it is you're from.
I apologize. I was triggering maybe for you, and I did not mean it to be.
It was triggering for me.
Daily Dose of
Because
Hope.
I don't like hoses of dope.
No, that's a bad thing. Daily Dose of Hope with Bill and Troy.
We're glad you're here.
Yeah, we really are. We're talking right now. This is really something on my heart to challenge some of you who are ready to go make a difference in the world, but it's hard as we're in recovery. We play a lot of defense, and you were about to tell a story about how after we're right with God, get ourselves right with God, with ourselves, with those closest to us, we can begin making ourselves available.
So it's two stories, but they're connected. So for story number one, I had been for not long after I became a follower of Christ. I got out of jail, and very quickly I found myself, and even while I was in jail, I found myself helping others and ministering to others. So very quickly after I got out of jail, I felt called by God to ministry. And as I prayed and sought the counsel of those around me, I really sincerely came to the conclusion that God was calling me to ministry to help others. And so as I helped others, there was a lot of that was very, very genuine. And my call to Africa to be a missionary was very genuine. The churches that I served at and the people that helped, all very genuine, but there's still all of this brokenness in there. And ultimately what happened is I learned to depend upon ministry as a place of worth, as a place of value, as a place that I found my identity, as a place where I dealt with my shame. Yes, all these bad things about me, but boy, when I minister. So I remember in California, after we left Africa, and so here I am, I've lost my ministry. I'm possibly losing my marriage. I believe with all of my heart at this point, I'll never be in ministry again. And I remember just being with God at a park one day and kind of lamenting, God, I love ministry. I love helping others. I loved what we were doing in Africa. I loved the opportunity to share Jesus with the unreached. And I was kind of lamenting to God. I said, God, how am I supposed to be excited about whatever, at that point I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to work at Taco Bell. And how am I supposed to wake up every morning and be excited about working at Taco Bell? And God really loved on me and spoke to me. And one of the things God said to me in that moment was this: Troy, if when you wake up every morning, a relationship with me is not enough, there is no job or ministry or opportunity out there that will be enough. Mm-hmm. I must be enough. And if I'm enough, then what happens will happen. And Bill, that was powerful to recognize that I had used ministry and opportunities to help others and how other people saw me. I had used that to prop myself up, to manage my own shame, to deal with all of that. And so I recognized how important it was to just realize walking with Jesus, trusting him, listening to him, walking with him is my first ministry. And if I don't do that well, nothing else matters.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, you did that, and at that time, you didn't start saying, I want to create a ministry to help people who are broken like me and Melissa. You were just, I'm assuming the ministry came to you as you walked with God.
Yeah, and again, so you go back to that story and that moment in that park, and God's saying to me, Troy, you're thinking about the wrong stuff. You're focused on the wrong stuff. You're wanting to figure out how to find your worth and value again in ministry. And I'm telling you, Troy, no. Troy, I want you to find your worth and value in me. I want you to trust me. I want you to let me be that hope that you need. And so I really, at that point, I was able to kind of lay on the altar the opportunity to be in ministry again, the opportunity to help others. I was really able to lay that on the altar and say, you know what, God, I hear you. And all I really, really, really want is just to walk with you and to be with you. And I want my family. And God gave me both of those. And so Bill, I gave myself to those things. I gave myself to walking with God. I gave myself to loving my wife. I gave myself to loving my children. And I just My primary ministry for many months after that was just to my wife and my kids. And that was enough. And that was what God wanted. Now, I'll tell you an even better story tomorrow that talks about how this all started and kind of what God did.
I hope you see the power of what Troy's saying. Have you heard me try to get out of him like 3 or 4 times over the last couple of days? How did this turn into Hope Quest? And he just keeps going back to that one simple point. Walk with Jesus, and this ministry that I envision for you, that you're going to have, is going to be brought to you by him. You're going to hear that story tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Because that's true. I keep begging.